Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video I'm going to talk about, just some alternative views on something. I don't know if I wouldn't call them theories. I don't think I would call them hypotheses. Um, but yesterday I had decided the day before I wanted just to take a time away from, not to not go out, to just stay at home just for one day. Okay, not forever, just one day. And just be away from, I say I live in Narcissism-ville, and I did not give it the reputation of being, people being very narcissistic. That's a generalization, I didn't give it to them. It was there before I even knew the place existed, the town. And many years ago. So, but some of it is, I can see it. I can go 10 miles away from here and I don't see it the same way. It stands out when, you go to a store or something and people are just, whoa. But anyway, so I decided I wanted to take away from that. I didn't want to watch anything on TV about any kind of abuse or something. I started watching Lifetime Movie Network again. So I wasn't going to watch that. Wasn't going to watch any videos that were on this. Just stay away from, this kind of thing and have a more peaceful kind of day. Off this topic of narcissism. Well, I wound up watching a Hallmark episode on, I don't remember what it is called. Yeah, it's Good Witch, I think. Hallmark show, and just that's kind of relaxing, and still wonder why it's always people like me. But anyway, then I decided to once again watch some episodes of Ancient Aliens. Okay, now I've watched Ancient Aliens off and on for I don't know how long, but I'm not the type to believe. I just don't believe everything they say. In fact, I don't think I believe anything that the theories they come up with. I just disagree with them. I don't let people tell me how to think. I'm an independent thinker, so I think, for myself. I like to watch because of the artifacts. When I was a student, I had a minor was anthropology. And I was actually going to go on an archaeological dig, but something happened, and I was attending UTA at the time. Something come up and I didn't go, but it was always an interest to me. But then when I switched to a different university, I added a second major, which was sociology, and my first was psychology, and they didn't have anthropology. So I don't even think you can have a minor, or it depends on where you go with a double major. So I kind of like watching it to see the artifacts, the hieroglyphs. Some of these words I haven't used in so long. Oh yes. What is it? Petroglyphs? There's 3 different types that they talk about. But all these things, including like the pyramids, Egyptian, there are different pyramids in different parts of the world. And, I have heard theories about the pyramids, Egyptian pyramids, since I was a child. Okay. I really didn't know much about other ones, but some, what is it, Mayan, maybe? And anyway, I've heard about, people have different theories about these things, since, like I said, since I was a child. And especially from my mother. My mother was what I would term a conspiracy theorist. Okay, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about her, I'm not downing her. It was just how she was. But my mother also suffered from, I truly believe, post-traumatic stress disorder. And a result maybe of it, or a complication with it, something maybe comorbid, whatever, agoraphobia. She didn't want to leave the home. Okay, she was, but she was mainly a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that everybody who is, has these problems. No. But she was at home a lot. She hardly ever, she didn't like to leave. She didn't like to go anywhere. Except to the backyard. She would take me with her as a child. I was a child, to look for, after dark, to look for aliens. Okay. to look for UFOs. She also, believed that men never, that's how she's put it, men never walked on the moon. It was they're just doing that for whatever reason it was. I don't know. She was very into Watergate. After my dad passed away, they were, married, and they lived in the same home. They never divorced or anything like that. After he passed away, I think she was 60 years old at the time. And she believed that the front door bell would ring every once in a while. It wasn't one that was, electrical. It was, I think, battery operated. And she said that it would ring every once in a while, and that was my dad trying to get in contact with her. Okay, she had a lot of these kinds of thoughts. So I grew up with this stuff. Now, my dad was opposite. He didn't believe in that kind of stuff. He was Christian. He was more about religion. Okay, and when she would get me to go outside, to look for aliens and UFOs with her, he would be in the front part of the house, so he didn't know that we were doing this kind of thing. And she liked to get me to listen to, what was the name of that show? Barnabas Collins, what was it called? I can't remember. That was a long time ago. But we listened to it on the radio. Okay. Yeah. She liked Zodiac. She talked a lot about zodiac signs and what was going on in, what is it called? I seriously can't remember. Astrology or, something. Anyway, that was her. That was her kind of life. That was what she did. And, like I said, she suffered from, at least two things. And wasn't much of getting out. So I know a lot. I mean, I've experienced this a lot in my life, that people see these things and they come up with their own thoughts, which aren't based on fact. It's just their thought, how they see it. She was not a scientist. Okay, she actually went to a Bible college. She wanted to be a missionary to Africa, Christian missionary, but her mother got sick and she had to go home and take care of her, kind of thing. But yeah, okay. Now me, I don't agree with any of those things. I don't. That was her, and this is me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not somebody, who believes in paranormal. None of that. Okay, UFOs. Yeah. Well, I could actually think, in my mind, that it's a possibility that there are UFOs, and there's a possibility, you see, but I'm not going to be just, hard-nosed and say across the board, no, it doesn't exist. But the other stuff, yeah, I'm just not that, just call me a skeptic. There you go. But anyway, I have heard people talk about why these pyramids exist. Now, I've heard things such as that it's a landing spot for UFOs, and they had the humanoids, humans build it, so the UFOs could land, and they consider them as gods, and so on and so forth. Like it was a peaceful thing, a peaceful relationship. Here's the thing to me. Okay, how do you know what they were thinking? How would we would never be able to confirm any of this? Why they built the pyramids in the first place, and this whole thought of aliens. There were some alien, UFOs that landed there. You definitely. How are you going to confirm all that? Okay, so it's all based on somebody's imagination, their creative imagination. Okay, and to me, I have to wonder, why do they think it was something peaceful or something along the line like that? And if you're going to believe in aliens, why wouldn't you believe that the aliens, they landed there because they wanted to kill all the humans that, were around there that built these pyramids, because the people who were building the pyramids wanted to reach the stars. They felt that if built one high enough, they would be able to. high enough pyramid. Why don't, people don't think like this, and that basically they kill everybody there except for a few, and they learned one lesson: to stay in your lane. Seriously, stay in your lane. Why aren't they saying, that the aliens were trying to tell the people, hey, you're going too far, you're getting too curious, you need to back off, this is none of your business what's going on outside of Earth. I could see that I'm 100% wrong. That would be 100% wrong in my mind. 99.99% wrong, okay? No, that's not anything about it. That would be all misinformation. That would be just a creative mind, okay? Okay, it would just be something my mind came up with, that this could possibly be it. But a lot of people, they believe in what they come up with, that is their truth, and they tell other people and try to find that, they look for this confirmation bias. They try to find other people who are going to agree with them, and the next thing you know, it's a big, huge conspiracy theory. Okay, and that the scientists are all wrong. No, it's just a creative mind. Okay, seriously. Just somebody coming up with something. That does not make it right just because your brain thought it. And, to each their own, really. But if they're going to cause other people problems with it, I'm not talking about the pyramids and the tombs. Like the tombs could have been because they wanted people to recognize that that was the royalty, or that was the people who, told them to build it. Okay. But yeah, whatever somebody wants to think about that's in their own mind. That's their own thoughts. But it doesn't make it right. Yeah. But in that kind of thing, when I was a student, and like I said, I was taking classes in anthropology. I did wonder then, and I know that they have carbon dating and stuff like that, to help. It's scientists. It's they have their own methods and all that to do so. But just to think of something and to say, because I thought of it, and other people, they think of it too, and they agree with it, it doesn't make it right. Okay? It doesn't make it fact. It doesn't even make it anything but a thought. Yeah. Anyway, that was on my mind. The one that, when I started watching that show, I think I just I look at the artifacts, like I said. I don't really pay attention to what they're saying so much anymore, because I just don't agree with them. I don't agree with all the conspiracy part of it. It's this conspiracy with the scientists and the government are always not giving them all the information. Stay in your lane, bro. Some of it I can see why, if it were true, if there was any ounce of truth to it, why a government would say, we're not telling people about this, because think of the mass hysteria. Think of what could happen if that kind of thing were true in the first place, and they let it out to the public. Or is it all about you getting what you need is to know, hey, I'm going to stomp my foot and I'm going to get what the information I want and not care about anybody else? And then that's how I see it. That is how I see this. But as far as the pyramids, how do I really see them? I will never know. Period. I don't know. Because I'm not going to say, because I would never know. I could never back it up. Whatever I really truly feel. So, anyway, but yeah. And I couldn't really watch the show yesterday because my mind was thinking about, how much of this I've seen. And I've done videos on this before, so yeah. And it comes and goes. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. So, if you want to subscribe to this, I might start doing more about these kinds of things. Giving an alternative way of looking at, things that some people think and see, and various things. I don't know. But like I say, we'll see what happens. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, you can click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.